Our first video of the year is actually a suggested video that was given to us when we reached out and asked for some ideas for new videos. And some of you, actually a couple of you, suggested that we do a most wanted dolls video or like a wish list. So thank you so much for that idea. We actually really liked this one. And it was interesting to make because, to be honest, I haven't actually, well, both of us haven't actually really thought about our most wanted dolls for quite a while now. And I think there's two big reasons for that. Probably the biggest one is that dolls are very expensive these days. As we all know, the prices of dolls has just skyrocketed, I guess, like everything in the last few years or so. So we don't actually look for dolls that often. We used to look for them all the time. Like I'd wake up, go on eBay like it was like a morning newspaper and look for dolls. That was probably back in 2020, maybe a little bit 2021, but mainly 2020 was my big doll year. That's where I got the majority of my collection, and that was amazing. I definitely miss those times, and I'm very thankful that I was able to get so many dolls that were on my dream list, relatively decent prices, you know. Ever since then, you know, obviously I've had more responsibilities with my money, as well as things just being very expensive. So I haven't actually looked into dolls in quite a while, or even made like a wish list again. And the other reason being that I simply feel quite content with my collection as it is. I don't have this constant need for more. I am very happy with what I have. I feel very blessed to already have a lot of my dream dolls and some really amazing dolls. And of course there's always dolls that I see that I like and I would like to have, but it's not like this desperate need. So that's probably another reason why I haven't looked into dolls as much as I used to. With that being said, this video was actually very interesting and fun to make because I realized upon thinking about it that there's actually a lot of dolls that I really like and really want. I hadn't thought about or kind of forgotten about. Normally when we make these kind of videos, we do like a top 5 most wanted dolls. But once I started thinking about it and looking into all these different dolls and making my list, it very quickly became a very long list, and I realized that there are just so many dolls that I want, and kind of in a lot of different categories too, so it's really hard to just narrow it down to 5 most wanted Barbie dolls. So I went a little extra and I made a very long, extensive list. I put a lot of work into this one. I basically split it into, I think, 5 different categories of Barbies that I want, and in each category I have a top 5 of the dolls that I want, and then a few like honorable mentions that didn't quite make it into the list but that I still really want. So yes, I put a lot of work into this list, a lot of research actually, and I'll give a quick free shout out to one website that really helped me when I was making this list, called Barbie Collector's Guide. This is a really great website. It has all the Barbie dolls separated into categories of decades, all the way from the 60s to the 2010s. They also have a separate category for Barbie movie dolls and all these different categories. So if you're looking for specific dolls, I find this website is really helpful in that. And I spent a couple hours actually looking through this website, starting from the 80s all the way through to the 2010s, to get a very good idea of what dolls that I wanted. I knew that there were some that I have wanted for a while but I'd forgotten about, and I just wanted to refresh my memory and also just have a browse and see if there were any dolls that I hadn't really thought about before that I would like to add to my list. So now that I've got all that out of the way, let's get into my long Barbie doll wish list. Okay, so I have split it into 5 different categories. The first being Barbie movie dolls. Number 1 is Rosella from Barbie as the Island Princess. This is both Katie and I's most wanted Barbie movie doll, I think, and she has been on our wish list for years and years. But she has been the hardest movie doll and just one of the hardest Barbies to come by. She seems to be extremely rare and also very expensive when she does come up. The day we get her will be an amazing day. Number 2 for me is Elena from Barbie Mermaidia. I have the other 2 Elena dolls from the other Fairytopia movies, but the Mermaidia one is very hard to come by, at least in her full condition. Usually she's missing her skirt and or something to do with her tail, or I don't know, she's just never complete and it's very frustrating. But I'm definitely keeping my eye out for her so I can complete my Fairytopia line. That would be amazing. Number 3 is Wedding Genevieve from the 12 Dancing Princesses. I am lucky to have the original regular Genevieve from this movie, but I really want the wedding version. I love all of the Barbie weddings and all of the Barbie wedding version dolls from those classic movies. I have Rapunzel and I would love to own all of the others, but especially Genevieve. There's just something about the 12 Dancing Princesses wedding that Katie has actually promised if either of us are able to come by this doll by the time I get married, then she will give it to me as a wedding present, just like I did for her with her most wanted wedding dolls. So we're both going to keep a lookout for this doll and I will get her eventually. I don't know what's going to come first, me getting married or me getting that doll. Hopefully they will come at the same time. That would be amazing. Number 4 is technically a holiday doll, but she's also a Barbie movie doll, so I put her in this category. It is the Barbie 2008 holiday doll / the Christmas Carol Barbie. This is the dress that Barbie herself wears in the first part of the movie when she's telling the story of Eden Starling to Kelly and they're going to go to the ball, and always been in love with this look from Barbie and always wanted this doll for so many years. So she's definitely very much up there. And number 5 on my most wanted Barbie movie dolls is Kristen from Barbie and the Pink Shoes. Very underrated movie, I love it. And she happens to be one of the few modern Barbie movie dolls that I don't have, so I would love to add her to my collection, as well as her being a ballet doll, of course. And my special mentions for this category are these 2 special edition dolls. I think they are pink label or white label or something like that. They're very special edition, both from Fairytopia, the Enchantress and Elena. Both of these dolls are so gorgeous, especially the Enchantress. I've always wanted her. She's so lovely and stunning, so if I can get my hand on one or both of these dolls, I will be so happy. And lastly on this list I have the Fantasy Tales line, which is basically the classic Barbie movies, but kind of different. They're kind of like a simplified version, but they're also very pretty in their own right and still very high quality for more simplified dolls of the movies, and they kind of just have their own thing going on. I would really love to get all of these. I think that they are really pretty. The next category is of course my favorite vintage 80s and 90s Barbies. My number 1 is of course none other than the lovely Peaches and Cream Barbie from 1985. She is just classic, speaks for herself, stunning and so 80s. I love her so much. Number 2 is the All-Star Barbie from 1989. I love any kind of gymnastics, fitness Barbies, especially from the 80s. It's so aesthetic to me and it's a passion of mine, so I want to get all of these dolls and I think this girl is very pretty and cool. Number 3 would be Perfume Pretty Barbie and Whitney. from 1987. It is quite hard for me to choose between the two because obviously Barbie is gorgeous, stunning as always, and I really want her, but the Whitney from this line is also stunning and I love her look, so I would love to have both of them. And I just love this line. I think it's cool. I love perfume. It's one of my weaknesses. So when I saw this doll, and she's just so pretty and pink and lovely, so of course she had to make it onto my list. Number 4 is Dance Magic Barbie from 1989. Or if I could, I would love to get the Ken and Barbie Dance Magic set. That would be amazing. And number 5 would be Butterfly Princess from 1994. I love butterflies. And I also read the book where Barbie wears this dress and I really liked that book and it's very magical, and ever since then I really wanted to get this doll. As for my special mentions that didn't quite make it onto this list, I have quite a few because there are so many vintage Barbies that I love. Number 1 is Crystal Barbie from 1983. Stunning, just look at her. Number 2 is Pink and Pretty from 1981. Speaks for herself, she is pink and pretty. And number 3 is Jewel Secrets from 1986. This looks like a very cool doll. Number 4 is Totally Hair Barbie from 1992. Again, who doesn't want this doll? And number 5 is Flying Angel Princess from 1996. My next category is sort of an assorted vintage dolls category, kind of random, but from the late 90s and early 2000s. My number 1 is Rose Barbie from 1999. This doll actually has been on my wish list for quite some time. I've just kind of forgotten about her, but every once in a while she pops up again and I think she is just stunning. Everything about her is so pretty. I love her hair, and anything to do with flowers is a must-have for me. Number 2 is Birthday Wishes Barbie, the second in a series from 1999, I believe this is the one I'm missing. I hope I'm not confusing them or confusing the years. There are 3 dolls that were released. I have the other 2. I've seen a few people on Instagram who have these dolls and take gorgeous photos of them. I think they are probably some of the most photogenic dolls. I've taken my own photos of them and they're just so lovely. So I really want this girl to complete the set. 3 is Ballet Lessons Barbie from 2002. I think she's really nice, and one of the main reasons why I wanted her is because I dream of taking ballet lessons at some point, and I think that this doll would be a great inspiration and encouragement to me to do so. And of course my love for ballet is hugely supported by my love for Barbies, so that's why I would really like to get this doll. Number 4, this is kind of a cheat because it is a series of dolls and I couldn't choose which one that I wanted the most, so I'm just going to put them all in there. It is the classic ballet series from the late 90s, early 2000s. They've got the Nutcracker and a few different characters from the Nutcracker, and of course they have Swan Lake and all of these classic ballets, and it's very hard for me to decide which one I want the most. Probably the Sugar Plum Princess, but I don't know, it's very hard to decide. And again, I love ballet. Any type of ballet Barbie I am totally sold on, but especially these ones because they're vintage, they're classic, they're lovely, and yeah. Number 5 would be the Fairy Tale Dolls line that I recently made a video of. I have Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. I would also really love to get the Beauty and the Beast version from this line. She is so pretty, just like all of the dolls in this line. And my special mentions for this category would be also the Snow White from that Fairy Tale Dolls line. Another honorable mention, also kind of a cheat because it's 2 dolls. I would like Flower Surprise and Garden Surprise, both from 2002, I believe. Again, it's really hard to decide between these dolls. I actually came across them whilst I was looking on the Barbie Collector's Guide website, and it's the first I've seen of them both, but of course they drew my eye. And Flowers Garden, I am completely sold. So I would love both of these dolls. And finally, the last in this category is a very cute doll, Winnie the Pooh Barbie from 2004. I love Winnie the Pooh. I'm a huge fan of 100 Acre Wood, that whole world. I think it's so cute and sweet and warming. And as soon as I saw a Winnie the Pooh Barbie, I thought it was the cutest thing and I knew I had to have her. My next category is my special edition, limited release, or collector dolls. My number one most wanted being, well, all of the Lord of the Rings Barbies that were released. Obviously, I want the whole collection. Galadriel, Legolas, they're both amazing, but of course my most wanted is the sets of Aragorn and Arwen. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan and these characters mean so much to me. I keep looking up these dolls every single day because I really want them. They're of course a bit rare and very much on the expensive end. I'm very tempted to just pay the $300 and be done for it, but I'm gonna wait. I will get them eventually. Number 2 on this list is again another cheat because there are multiple Barbies that fall under this category of angel Barbies. So I actually have a really big love for all of the angel Barbies that have been released. I just think they are so beautiful and I just love the concept of angel Barbies because Barbie is an angel, as we all know, and there's just something so aesthetically pleasing about these dolls, but also just something that really warms me when I see them, and I would just really love to have them in my collection. Some of them being the Angel of Joy and the Angel of Peace. I would love both of these dolls. They've actually been on my wanted list for quite some time actually. More Angel Barbies would be the Angels of Music line. I think they released 2 or 3 different ones of those. Of course, I want them all. They are very lovely and stunning. Also, Angel Barbie 2007. Probably my most wanted Angel Barbie would be Golden Angel Barbie. This doll, as soon as I saw her, massive heart eyes everywhere. She is so lovely, and I think it's really nice that they made really special, really pretty dolls like this for us collectors. And moving down the list to numbers 3 and 4, both from the Enchanted World of Fairies line. I would love to have Fairy of the Garden from 2001 and Fairy of the Forest from 1999. I love these dolls. As soon as I saw them, I was captivated. Obviously, I'm all about fairies and nature, gardens, forests, you name it. So these dolls really drew me in. And of course, they're vintage, they're stunning. I would love if they had made more in this line, but these are the only 2, so I guess that makes it easier for me to get them. And number 5 on this list is the Birthstone Barbie from 2002. Obviously, they released a different Barbie for each month of the year with each different birthstone. My birthday is in June, so I would love to get the June Pearl Barbie. And when it comes to my special mentions for this collector's list, my number 1 is the Barbie x Star Wars doll, Princess Leia from 2019. Also a big fan of Star Wars, and I had a bit of a look into different Barbie collabs with Star Wars. There's not a lot of decent ones out there, but I did like the Princess Leia one, so I would love to add her to my collection. Number 2 is Princess of Ireland. I think there's a few different lines when it comes to different dolls of the world, but This one from 2001 is so pretty. I love her red hair. I have a bit of an obsession with red hair and also a connection to Ireland because that's where I get my name, half of who I am. So I would love to get the Princess of Ireland Barbie. I already have the Princess of England, whom I love so much, so I would love to get this one as well. Number 3 is a doll that I came across whilst looking on the Barbie Collectors website, and it is the Dolls of the World Royal UK from 1980. And number 4 is any Ballet Wishes doll. I actually don't own any of these dolls, surprisingly. I feel like I would have had access to them at some point as they were being released over the last decade, but for whatever reason I just never got one, but I've always admired them. I love seeing the new ones every time they come out each year. I had a look through them, but it was really hard to decide which one I liked best, so honestly I would just be happy with almost any of them, I think. Also, along those same lines, I would love to have any of the birthday wishes Barbies. I do actually already own one. I love her. I would love to own more just because this line, again, so pretty, so aesthetically pleasing, so photogenic. I don't think I've really seen a birthday wishes doll that I haven't really liked. I would love to have more from this line as well. And finally, my final category is holiday dolls. My number 1 would be this stunning holiday Barbie from 2001. I love everything about how this doll looks. She is lovely. Number 2 would be 2010. This girl has been on my want list for years, literally. I love this one. Oh, everything about her. Love, 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 love. Number 3 would be the Holiday Sisters Special Edition pack from 1998. This one I came across on the Barbie Collectors website, and it was the first time I'd seen it. Mainly I put it on the list because I love the way that Barbie looks, and I don't think that you can get this doll on her own, so that's why I put the pack down. Nothing against Barbie's sisters, I would be happy to have them too, but I mainly want this one for the Barbie. Number 4 would be the 2016 holiday doll. Of course, this doll is kind of lacking in quality, as we can see from more of the modern Barbie dolls, but I mainly wanted this doll just because I really like the box. I'm going to be completely honest, I just love the snow globe box. I was quite obsessed with that when these dolls first came out actually, and I kept saying that I wanted this doll and I never got it. I could have got it, but I didn't. So I don't know why. Maybe it's because the quality of the doll wasn't that great, but I would still like to have this doll in my collection because she's not too bad for a modern doll, and I just really like the different box. I think it's really cool. And number 5 would be the Holiday Visions Winter Fantasy Barbie from 2003. I love this doll. She, again, really caught my eye. I love any sort of winter fantasy themed doll. I just love the aesthetic of that. I think it's beautiful, and this doll is stunning. Don't know what else to say about it. She's just really pretty. And that's it for my Barbie dolls wish list. Probably going to last me a lifetime, but that's okay because I will be collecting Barbies as long as I live. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and of course please feel free to leave comments about what your most wanted Barbie dolls are, and let's discuss because I love talking about dolls always. And stay tuned for Katie's video because she will be doing her own list, and we will also both be doing a Bratz version of this video as well. Till then, remember that a positive attitude changes everything, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.